There were three superpowers in history. All three were at their peak. All three said, "We are different, nothing will happen to us." All three took their place on the dusty shelves of history. In 2026, the United States seems to have opened the PDF titled How to Go Bankrupt of these three empires and is acting as if it's following the exact same steps. This video is a history tour, a masterclass called How Empires Destroy Themselves. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's begin. Gold intoxication. Spain. 16th century. Spain was like the main character of that era. America had been discovered. Aztec and Inca treasures were flowing into Madrid. Every year, hundreds of tons of silver were being transported to Europe. Spain wasn't just printing money, it was extracting money itself. The public reached incredible prosperity, the richest and most powerful state in the world, the widest colonial network, even ahead of England. The first mistake: wealth equals infinite power. Spain declared war on everyone at the same time. The Ottomans, France, England, the Netherlands. Whoever they saw on the map, they attacked, so to speak. Nearly half of their income was going to military spending. But war is an expensive art. When the money started to run out, what did they do? They mixed copper into silver coins. The nominal value stayed the same. The real value decreased. Inflation skyrocketed. Trust among merchants declined. But the real problem was different. When prosperity is high, production declines. Why should we farm? We'll just pay and import it. Why should we build industry? We already have money. That was the mindset. So what happened? Spain turned into a country that didn't produce, only spent money. Silver was coming in, but it was flowing back just as quickly to France, the Netherlands, Italy. Spain became a stop along the route. In 1557, bankruptcy. Then again, a total of 4 times. A superpower became a second-class European country in just 80 years. The Empire. Where the sun never set, but the budget hit bottom, United Kingdom. 1900s. The British Empire. They had painted the world map entirely red. India, Africa, the Middle East, Australia. Wherever you looked in the world, you saw their mark. London was the heart of finance. The British Navy ruled the seas. And again, the same confidence. We are the system itself. World War I breaks out. Britain says, should we enter? It enters. War is very costly. They ask the United States for loans. They win the war. But was there really a winner? Gold reserves shrink. In 1925, they try to peg the pound to its pre-war value, but the economy screams, this is not the real value. Unemployment is at its peak. Production weakens even more. In 1931, the pound falls. The reserve currency loses trust. Then World War II. Even greater cost. Massive debt. In 1947, India declares independence. Then other colonies follow. Within 20 to 30 years, nothing remains in the name of the empire. Britain is still strong, still respected. But there's no trace of its former power. From main character to side character. Tanks exist, the economy is missing. Soviet Union. End of World War II. Nuclear power. Space program. Global influence. But inside, the economy is turbulent. 15 to 20% of income goes to military spending. Afghanistan, Eastern Europe, Cuba. They are everywhere. But production is inefficient. Consumer goods are low quality. Agriculture is highly insufficient. Imagine a superpower that imports wheat. The ruble has no international trust. The public searches for dollars. In 1989, the Berlin Wall falls. In 1991, the Soviet Union dissolves. 900 days. Having more nuclear warheads did not change economic reality. So what about now? Let's come to today. The United States is currently the strongest military power in the world. This is undeniable. Hundreds of bases, global alliances, a massive defense budget of around $800 billion. Debt? Around $36 trillion. Interest payments are enormous. Every year, hundreds of billions in deficits. Money supply increased rapidly after 2020. Inflation occurred. The dollar is still the reserve currency, but some countries are looking for alternatives. BRICS countries are developing different payment systems. Central banks are buying gold. On the production side, the U.S. is still a leader, but its share of global manufacturing is lower than in the past. Supply chains are global. Social polarization is high. Trust in institutions has declined. The historical pattern says this: excessive debt plus military expansion plus weakening production plus erosion of currency, trust equals major risk. But there is something important here. America is not Spain. America is not Britain. America is not the Soviet Union. Why? One of the largest and most innovative economies in the world. Global finance is still dollar-centered. At the top in technology and artificial intelligence, a widespread entrepreneurial culture. So history can be a guide, but it is not automatic destiny. Where is the real danger? Empires do not wake up one morning and say, "Today, I collapse." They erode over time. Trust begins to weaken. Then a crisis comes. That crisis creates a domino effect. If trust in money is shaken, a debt crisis emerges. A debt crisis leads to political crisis. Political crisis further reduces economic confidence. And suddenly, people start asking, how did this happen? It happened in the Soviet Union. It happened in Britain. It happened in Spain. But there is no rule that every country's fate must be the same. The real question, is history a prophecy or a warning system? If a country manages its debt well, strengthens production, increases trust in institutions, disciplines monetary policy, history could be different this time. But if it says we are different and does nothing, then history books add a new chapter. Maybe 50 years from now, people will say, in the early 21st century, America was the boss of the world. Or, America turned back from the brink and changed direction. So the real issue is not collapse. The issue is the trio of mathematics plus politics plus trust. History may repeat itself, but sometimes people know how to learn. The important point is, will lessons be learned this time? Or will the "nothing will happen to us" season begin again?